Hello, everyone. We're going to finish up the rest of the amendments, so 21 through 27. When you're finished watching this and finished filling out your organizer, please make sure you either submit it on PowerSchool or send it to me so that I can give you credit, points, all that fun stuff so that you can graduate and get on with the rest of your life. So, without further ado, let's finish this up. The 21st Amendment gets rid of the 18th Amendment. So the 21st Amendment makes it so that people are now allowed to drink, transport, and everything else alcohol. So it repeals the 18th Amendment. Alcohol is legal once again. This was passed primarily for economic reasons, trying to help us get out of the Great Depression, when so many Americans were struggling and the economy was completely down. So, easy way to remember this. What age are you allowed to start drinking? 21. 21st Amendment legalizes alcohol. Again, another fun picture of drinking alcohol with it. Not until you're 21. Okay. The 22nd Amendment. This set the rules for presidential tenure to 10. So how this works, and the easy way to remember it, is that in the case of this amendment, 2 plus 2 equals 10. Yeah, crazy. So, a president is allowed a max of 2 terms and a total of 10 years. I know what you're thinking, Ms. Fisher, that's crazy, right? The president only gets 4 years and 4 years, that's 8 years. Well, why they made it 10 is if you're the vice president and the president dies, and then let's say you serve the last 2 years of the term then as president, and then you get elected, you're allowed to get elected again, and that would be 10 years. So 2 plus 2 equals 10. The 22nd Amendment makes all presidents 2-term presidents. FDR got elected, it was like 4 times, and that was kind of the reason they then made this a solidified amendment. Because previously it had just been the standard based on what George Washington did. So 2 plus 2 equals 10 in this case. You get a max of 10 years and 2 full terms if you're elected president. So, as you can see here, 2 plus 2 equals 10. Okay, so 2 terms is 8 years plus another 2 years is 10. So, 22nd, 2 terms amendment. On to 23rd. The 23rd Amendment gives the residents of Washington, D.C. the right to vote in presidential elections. Previously, people living in the District of Columbia were not allowed to vote, and now they were, thanks to the 23rd Amendment for doing that. So that one's pretty straightforward. DC 23, for those of you who are a fan of my rap. Alrighty, the 24th Amendment. This outlawed poll taxes. So that idea that you have to pay to be able to vote, it was primarily used to keep African Americans from voting. That then was outlawed in all elections. This was an attempt to stop discrimination in voting by outlawing any poll taxes. So DC 23, Po 24. Alrighty. The 25th Amendment. This deals with presidential disability and succession. So the 25th Amendment mainly came about after the JFK assassination. And what it does is it sets the clear rules for who's going to take over if something happens to the president, and then the vice president, and so on and so forth. So the 25th Amendment sets the long list of who gets to take over afterwards. So president, then vice president, then speaker of the House, so on and so forth, goes all the way down the list of the president's cabinet on who takes office. So this was also written kind of at the height of the Cold War, and there's a lot of fears about what would happen if this happened, what would happen if that happened. And then this line also helped in the resignation of Richard Nixon, because we already had a clear setup on what would happen with that. Alrighty. So, what are we on? 26. Number 26 gives 18-year-olds the right to vote. Gives 18-year-olds the right to vote. This happened during the Vietnam War. So the voting age was 21. However, the draft age was 18. So you had thousands and thousands of Americans being drafted into a war that they were not allowed to vote on. And that obviously made for some pretty bad politics. So the 26th Amendment, which was the fastest amendment ever to be ratified in just 3.5 months, made it so the voting age was 18, the same age as the draft age. Alrighty. Also, 18 plus 18 is 26. Cool. And the last amendment that we have is the 27th Amendment, and it was the longest to be ratified, but it finally passed in 1992, and this set a time frame for congressional pay. And what that means is if you're in Congress and you want to get paid more, you can vote on it, and you can increase your pay. However, that pay will not start until after the next election cycle. So if you were making $50,000 a year, they make way more than that, but if you were making $50,000 a year, and you guys and people in Congress, they vote, and now they're going to make $60,000, us American voters would be able to vote them out if we didn't like that. So the 27th Amendment again sets a time frame for congressional pay. That is the last of the amendments, so we haven't had a new amendment passed again since 1992 either. So anyway, now you have all 27 amendments. Please let me know if you have any questions about any of them, because there will be a quiz a little bit down the line still on all 27 of them, but we'll have 2 things to review first. So have a great day.